Well, hello, friends. I hope you are well tonight and glad that we're going to have a few minutes here together. I hope that you had a good day. The Cleveland Browns didn't have such a great day, and to all my family back in the Cleveland area, my friends, I'm sorry for that happening for you guys. And for me, I still cheer you guys on. I have a hard time when it's the Browns and the Steelers, but I'm okay when it's just the Browns in this case. And I heard the Bills are having a tough night, so tough day for teams that we care about. So, hey, I hope you are well, and I hope you had a good weekend and a chance to be with some friends and family. I'm excited that sports is really getting going. Altoona, I heard you had a good basketball game on Friday night, and the girls sound like they had a couple good games this week. I'm excited about this coming week and just all the sports that's starting to happen. I got to figure out how I'm going to get into some of those events and be able to catch pictures of the Altoona friends out there playing. And I know that Altoona and Hollidaysburg are playing each other. The girls' team, I think, Thursday night this week at Hollidaysburg, and I will definitely be there for that. So hopefully we'll be able to get into some of the Altoona games and see those things. But I hope you're well. And a lot of you I know are into skiing and snowboarding and things like that, and I hope that you're getting up to Blue Knob and being able to enjoy that a little bit. I know that it's tough, and for those of you who, golly, all you can do is go out for a walk. I'm sorry, because that's about where I am, taking the dog for a walk. But hope you are well. And I'm going to go ahead and get this thing going. And then if people join in, they can. And I sure hope if you're in, give me a little thumbs up that you're part of this thing. That would be great. And but we'll chat. Hey, here's a couple things for you to be aware of. One is you can subscribe to this channel at just Young Life CPA on YouTube. And just hit the little subscribe button and hit the little thumbs up, which helps us just in being connected to things. And you can also watch this on Facebook Live as well. And we're going to do this every Sunday night at 7:30. And so if you don't get a notice, just know that it's going to happen and check out those channels. The other kind of thing that we're making a little bit of a change in is our Young Life Connect on Thursday nights. We're going to pause that for a little bit because of the sports schedule. It seems like we're getting hit every Thursday night, and we don't want to compete against that. So we're going to hold that off till mid-February probably, but we will be doing these on Sunday nights. And please, I'd encourage you, share this with your friends. If you think it's of value to you and you have a friend who, even someone who's regularly part of campaigners or part of Young Life Club, or maybe somebody outside of Young Life completely, even somebody a little bit older, if you want to give that, pass this along to them, and if you think it would be helpful, that would be really cool. And so I am excited to be here with you, and I wanted to just talk a little bit. I know, a lot of you like movies and different movies that are out there, and I'm a huge movie buff. I love movies, and everybody's into the superheroes and some of the Marvel and the DC comics and all that, and I like those a lot. I like Star Wars. I like Star Trek. I'm kind of like all that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing, if you're going to pick out for like what's Tim O'Brien really into when it comes to movies, I would have to say it's when there's a hero, and a hero that kind of saves the day, like the guy that's willing, or gal that's willing to put themselves in harm's way to be able to save other people. That is kind of like my go-to of movies. And so my daughter Amy knows that about me, and so she told me on Friday. She said, "Hey, you might want to watch this thing that's called Run, Hide, and Fight." And I was like, I didn't hear that. She said it's on YouTube and it's a full-length movie, and you might like it. So she said it's got some kind of cool stuff in it. So I was okay. But she said, but the best part is that this girl cares so much about her classmates, and she's kind of disconnected, kind of as people go. She's kind of a weirder girl, but she cares about her class, and so she gets to a place of safety and then turns around and goes back because she cares about the people that she's involved with. And I think that's a cool thing for us to consider is what would it take for you to go back to help the people in your school or in your world, if you had something that was really really important? And it got me thinking about the Apostle Paul. Now, Paul wrote a good portion of what's called the New Testament in the Bible, and in one of the books he makes he does a few different things he comments on, but this one comment I wanted to take you to it. I've got a PowerPoint here. I'm going to throw this up here so you can see the words. Um, this is Philippians 1:21, and it is a great passage that is one of my all-time favorite verses, honestly. And it is, for me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. And Paul goes on to explain a little bit, but just catch that for a second. He says, for me to live is Christ, but for me to die is gain. And so he's trying to say to the people that he's connected with, I love you guys so much, and the best thing for me would be to die, because then I'd go and be with Jesus. But if I stay here and I continue to live a life that's based in my faith and in my relationship with God, if I live that way, for me to live is for the sake of Christ, and to die is totally selfish because I get to be with Jesus, and I don't have to have this fight anymore. Can't fight that battle. And so it's really interesting that he says that. And then just a little bit farther in, he makes this comment, or in a different book. He says this. Now this is amazing. He's talking to a bunch of Christian people, but also the Jewish nation. And he says this, for I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ. Now, that's an amazing statement for somebody who is a Christian to say, you know what? I would be willing to get disconnected from God and pay the price for that choice in a world of separation from God for eternity, the place called hell. I'd be willing to go to hell if it meant that I could help my friends. So catch this. For I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my people, those of my own race, the people of Israel. Do you catch the love of this guy? He says, I love you guys so much that I would go to hell and trade my spot for yours if I could only make it happen so that you would be safe, that you would be okay. As I was thinking about this afternoon, I came across a passage which I just thought was just really cool. And I'm sorry, not a passage, but just a writing. It was on a blog on this from this organization called Website Radical. It's a website and blog site and all that kind of stuff called Radical. And I kind of liked it. Hey, I'm seeing a bunch of guys jumping in here. Let me just say a little hey to my friend Kyle. How are you, buddy? And Connor, glad to see you as well. Hey, but here, let me read this to you, okay? This guy wrote this, and the part that let me get forward here. Right here. The part that I thought was amazing is the part that I've put in yellow. But let me just read this to you. It says, "So God, please help us to do the same, to think like Paul. Help us to do the same for people around us today. God, give us this posture, we pray. Give us this perspective. Help us to lay aside comfort, to lay aside our reputation, and lay aside fear." Now, I don't know who wrote this, but the guy that did was pretty dang smart to say that. To say to God, God, help us to lay aside my comfort, my reputation, and my fears, so that I could help my friends to know what it means to follow Jesus. Now catch the yellow, ready? Change whatever needs to change in our lives. Now he's asking God to do this. Change whatever needs to change in our lives in order that people around us might come to know Jesus. change what you need to change so that people might come to know Jesus. Please, oh God, show us what that means. What needs to happen in our lives and what needs to change in order for us to more faithfully lead people to share in the blessings of the gospel. In other words, this guy's writing a lot of the same words as Paul is saying, hey, what do I have to do to live my life in such a way that my friends and the people that I love and care about would respond to God? He says here, God, please cause it to be so. Help us to do this for the sake of the gospel and for the sake of those who don't know eternal life in you. Wow. What incredible stuff. I was just amazed by that. And I just want to challenge you in that same thing. And I came across, I said I was big into movies. My daughter told me about a movie on Friday night. And I shared with you a little bit about it. This is the trailer for it. I want you to see it. And in light of what we just read, I want you to think about the cost for loving the people in your school or where you work, and maybe even in your own house. Let's watch this video together.
In between breath, take the shot.
You're doing really good out there, kid. The size of that deer, we're gonna be eating venison all summer.
On a day's work.
I think we need to see somebody again.
And by we, you mean me?
No, I mean us. Hey, that look in your eye. Guys in my unit had that look.
Maybe there's a brochure you can hand me so I can go? Is that Chris Jellick over there?
Is he doing something completely weird? Senior prank day. But we'll see all kinds of dumb stuff today. Swim captain will have Thai food delivered to class, and Becky Vaughn will set up her homemade slip and slide.
This is high school. Nothing that happens here matters in the real world.
Okay, we are in charge now, so please pull out whichever app you use to do live streaming video. Get them up and running and point it at me. Now!
Get down on the ground! Any more friends back there?
I'm calling 911.
Get back to your homeroom and stay put until
You must be close.
You should be ashamed.
Very disturbing news out of Vernon Central High School.
Zoe.
In between breath, take the shot.
Is it safe to say that this might be our guardian angel? Do you want more people to die?
That's the last thing I want.
I'm gonna kill one person in this room every 5 minutes you don't show your face.
Isn't it ironic that after all your hard work, people aren't gonna remember you?
No?
They're gonna remember me.
It's a pretty good movie. I'm not going to tell you that I can endorse everything in it. I mean, there's some scenes that are a little bit, and if you can't handle blood, you won't like it. But it's incredible that she really is an outcast. As an outcast, she cared so much about those people, innocent people, that she was willing to risk her life after she was free to risk her life to go back in. I hope you see the power of that illustration in our lives. See, once we come to a relationship with Christ and we have that, it is not designed for, God didn't design it that we would just stay with each other in this holy huddle and in our little groups and not talk to people outside. He set it up that we would go, and that we'd go back to the places that are dangerous and that are hard, and that could cost us an awful lot. And he has said, go. Go and make disciples. Go and share my message with a lost and broken world. And that movie just said that over and over and over. And the character of this young girl who is willing to put herself at such risk. Friends, I just want to encourage you. I don't know where you are in your journey with God, but I promise you this. Chasing after him and not what the world has to offer is, at the end of the day, going to really make a difference. Your life will be different. The choices you make will be different. And I promise you that you will like your life 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, more, if you made choices that were focused on what God has called us to do versus what the world has. So I want to encourage you, and I want to encourage you, those of you who believe this, will you do me a favor and start living it out with the impact that you could have where God has you? It might be in a high school, it might be in a middle school, it might be in a corporate area, it might be at just a job or work in retail. Wherever it is, God has you there to do something amazing. Are you willing to do that? Hey, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to say a quick prayer for us, and then we'll be done. And if you want to get in touch with me, please reach out, and I'd love to hang out with you. Thanks, and appreciate those of you who checked in tonight. Kyle, Connor, thanks, man. We'll talk to you guys soon, and let me pray. Father, thank you for how you love us. Thank you that you care more deeply about us than we could ever imagine. I think of the Apostle Paul, who said, for me to live is for the sake of Christ, because dying is a gain. I get to go be with the Lord. Lord, every breath you give me and every breath you give us, help us to live that out to your glory. Thank you, Father. And I pray for the folks who might be seeing this, that you could do more. You could be involved in the lives of kids and people. Would you seek out an opportunity to do that? I sure hope you would. Thanks so much, friends. God bless you. Have a great night, and we'll see you next Sunday night, and hopefully we'll see you during the week at an event. Thanks, and take care.